In regard to the bank war, it's important to know that President Andrew Jackson did not trust monopolistic banks. At the time, the government only minted gold and silver to be used as currency, thus allowing the banks to be the only ones printing paper money. Therefore, the Bank of the United States, in Jackson's eyes, controlled too much of the economy. The moneyed monster, otherwise known as the Bank of the United States, was the most powerful of all banks. The banknotes they printed were very stable, separating them from smaller banks. The Bank of the United States acted almost as another branch of government. However, the bank was privately run, which meant the massive influence on the economy the bank had was determined by the wealthy. Nicholas Biddle was the president of the Bank of the United States and made it clear that profit was the bank's number one priority. All of this led to the Bank War of 1832, in which Henry Clay wanted to renew the bank's charter 4 years earlier than required. Clay did this because he believed that if Jackson wanted to be re-elected, he would most certainly pass the charter. The western half of the country did not like the bank. As the bank was located in the east, they did not treat the west fairly. Although it seemed as though Jackson would have to pass the charter, he vetoed it as he felt monopolistic banks were unconstitutional. This action of vetoing the charter made it very obvious the president possessed a ton of power. During the presidential election of 1832, between Clay and Jackson, the veto was not involved in the race. During the election of 1832, the anti-Masonic Party entered the race, and became the first time another party had entered the race for presidency. The party quickly became relevant in New York and throughout the rest of the Middle Atlantic and Northeast. The party directly opposed Jackson in the race. Henry Clay had a surplus of election funds, yet all of that meant nothing, as Jackson walloped him in the election. The Bank of the United States charter was set to expire in 1836. Jackson, however, removed the bank's federal deposits in 1833, leading to the death of the bank. By doing so, the bank would slowly lose their money and they would inevitably die. Many people advised Jackson not to do this. It took Jackson 3 different treasurers to find one that would do as he wished. The death of the bank led to many financial booms and busts, as well as pet banks. Pet banks were when federal funds were placed in several state institutions. They also printed paper money. Jackson issued the Specie Circular, stating that all public lands were to be bought with hard money, or metal. This helped contribute to the financial crash in 1837. However, Jackson didn't get the blame, as he was already out of office.